Yeah, like I said the other day, it wasn't working. I don't know if the power blinks off at that garage a lot. Just
That can
goes off,
sometimes screw with them.
pops back on, goes off, pops back on. It did that a couple times this week, so I'm just wondering if maybe that's what was kind of screwing it up.
So what is it on your arm?
It's a wolf and an eagle.
Where do you go?
I went down, so.
Okay, I have 6 o'clock, so I'm gonna call this meeting to order, and Jeremy shows up if you'll just reflect it in a minute, Sharon. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call whenever you're ready, Sharon.
Tina Thompson. Here. Chris Bullock.
Here.
Jeremy Smell. Charles Stahl.
Here.
Kevin Miller. Sharon Long. Here. Tim Miller. Ted Long.
Here.
SARPD.
Okay, moving on to agenda amendments. Does anyone have any agenda amendments?
I do.
Okay. Would you like to? Okay, so I need a motion to amend the agenda under new business to include the resignation of the zoning officer. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Tina to amend. Do I have a second? Seconded by Chris. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item B under new business is now zoning officer resignation. Any other agenda amendments?
No.
Okay, moving on to visitors' written requests. We have none. Bills to be paid. I believe we have a bills to be paid list here, just to knock them out while we're all here. Once everyone has had a chance to review the bills, I'll need a motion to approve.
Can I ask a question before we approve?
Yeah.
I saw the text from Chris that it was agreed to pay the higher amount. Who was that? Because we have representation on that board, and that board, like, we agreed, or what was that?
Yeah, the board, the
Our
SARPD board
representation on the SARPD board
agreed
approved that on
that
our
we're gonna
behalf.
pay that extra. That has to do with the changes in the insurance, because something we're gonna work towards, but we don't have right now is the insurance is on a fiscal year, September to September, which is really strange. So his budget was under, I believe, for what the actual increase was for September, because there was no way to predict when he made the budget. And that's just paying that difference. And I believe, is there any of that to pension too, or is that?
So then we'll recognize the
No.
savings in January.
Yeah,
Not your pension, because that wasn't decided at the last meeting, at SARPD's meeting.
okay.
That hydrant bill, is that, how long is that good for?
Year.
Oh, I thought we
I
weren't
think I
paying
took
that.
yours.
I thought you told me to pay it. You cannot pay it.
No, I said.
One chair.
not to
Okay.
pay. So there's one thing I would like to, well, let's have a second, well, let's back this up. We need to strike paying the hydrant bill. They still have not met their agreements under our agreement with municipal
That's my
authority.
next question,
So we're gonna strike that
yeah.
one.
What have they not done, other than anything?
They haven't done any maintenance that I know of. Okay.
We can share.
So
We're not paying all
11.5
this
is
stuff.
coming off.
I questioned this, but,
That was
So
so.
11.5.
yeah, but it was, I asked who voted on it, and it was our representation on that board, and then the hydrant bill we're not paying. So we would be approving with amendment.
Okay, so do I have a motion to pay the bills as amended?
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
So Christmas goes away for him making
Yeah,
that?
we'll make the
Sorry,
motion
Kevin.
as amended. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Tina. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I'll abstain just because I wasn't here to get the conversation on it.
Okay.
I think, I said I wasn't coming, so I probably took your copy of it.
That's okay.
Do we have a need for an executive session? If not, we'll move on for old business. We have no old business unless anyone has any others.
Wait, I have a question. I don't wanna take it now. I have a need for executive session. Can we hold it to the end?
Yeah, make the motion prior to adjournment to hold the executive
That's
session.
why I wanted to
Yep.
confirm.
Um, So no other old business. We'll move on to new business. We have the PennDOT multimodal grant and resolution. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution authorizing application to Pennsylvania Department of Transportation Multimodal Transportation Fund for the paving, reconstruction, new guardrails, et cetera, on Bloodfree Hill?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Jeremy, seconded by Kevin. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to the other new, the zoning resignation. So I have a letter here from Sharon Long, our zoning officer, submitting her resignation to the board. It states, "Dear Board, I am resigning from the position of zoning officer for Gilpin Township effective immediately. Due to recent events, I feel that it's in my best interest to no longer serve in this position. I have held the position of zoning officer for Gilpin Township for 17 years without any raises for the position, even though the previous zoning officers received yearly raises. I took pride in the position, looking out for the township as a whole while abiding by the rules and guidelines set forth in the previous zoning ordinance as well as the newly adopted one. I have been a valuable resource to the residents of this community, answering any questions or concerns they had while working and while on my personal time. I do not feel that it is right to enforce zoning ordinance for certain people yet turn a blind eye to others. I have never had any personal agendas against anyone in this township and have treated everyone the same. I cannot justify having my regular employment be affected by a job that pays $4,000 a year. Sincerely, Sharon Long." Okay. I don't believe we need any type of motion or anything to accept. She's just submitted her resignation to us, so. We will need to be on the search for a new zoning officer
I
or
thought
talk to John.
when we hired John,
Yeah,
we told him
the
we
previous
would take over
motion was
zoning.
effective January 1st, so we'll just have to maybe at the next meeting have it on the agenda to bump that forward.
Yeah, and I think I already asked for code enforcement to be added to the next
Yes.
agenda, so it can be within that.
We'll-
We'll add zoning.
We'll add a second one for
Yeah,
it,
so
yeah.
Sharon, I emailed you about that, can you add zoning? Thanks.
Okay. Any other new business? Looks like I have no visitors for comments. I believe Tina said she has a need for an executive session, so I will need how about we do, is there anything gonna come out of that executive session? Looking
No,
at
like
those
we can
necessary.
adjourn, 10 Sharon can
Okay.
go, we can have.
So
a
do I
meeting.
have a motion to adjourn followed by an executive session
I don't know.
for
Employment.
personnel? Okay. Okay, seconded by Kevin. Kevin?
I'm in.
Oh, motion by Kevin. Do I have a second?
Can I second my own request?
You can.
Seconding away.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting's adjourned at 6:07 and we will follow with an executive session.
Fastest meeting in history.
Did you say they were there till 7 or 8?
It was 3 to 7.
For your records.
Off the top of my head, that's what I
We need to
remember.
find out the resolution
I'll
number.
bring there like with a hat and looking like shit.
I think it's in the teens, all the way down, all the way written on it. I think there was like
I mean,
14.
you know, I've gone after
That was last year.
Oh.
Because it was
I'll
just.
look at it for sure.
I didn't think of it.
I think there's another viewing in the morning before this.
No, it's
No.
services. Yeah.
Oh,
Banana.
next to Teddy.
Yeah.
You said that was Bobby Fuller's
Sister-in-law. Yeah, they all live together.